Yeah, we was going to Club Exit, and we get into we get in the front of the club. We pull up, and Big sees some guys out there, and he says, "Man, I'm not going in there." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "No, these guys over there. I'm not even, I don't feel like it tonight." So me and Tata, we just came in the music business. We don't really understand what he's saying. We think he's scared. So we like, "What? Let us out this car right now." So me and Tata leave the car, and we talking about Big behind his back. And we was like, "Man, could you believe that, man? He's scared of these guys." But we wanted to prove to the guys in front of the club that we wasn't scared. So we go in the club, Big pulls off, and for a while, I thought that he was really scared of these guys, until later on I realized that he had a bigger goal and he knew where he was going, and he didn't want to deal with it. He wasn't scared. It was just like, why put himself in that position if he didn't have to? And I thought that was genius, and I guess that helps me a lot as well. And I thought that question was great. Thank you. I mean, I had to survive by my instincts. I'm here because I grew up a different way, and I got out of that.
Right.
My first album came out when I was 26, so I was already a different artist.
Right.
A lot of people, album come out, they're 17, 18, so their subject matter is that of a 17 or 18-year-old, unless you're Nas and you like well-read, and like I think his mom was a teacher or something, like he was way more advanced for the album that he wrote. So I just grew up a different way. But she's a very compassionate person, and a lot of times you get in trouble trying to help others, So I can identify with it. It's just that there's certain things that happen that it's not really acceptable to me. And we just need to speak about it. And it's just like, however the relationship evolves, but there's genuine love there.
When you get to my age, you will not measure how well you've done by how much money you've got. I can guarantee you that. You'll all do fine on money anyway. I mean, think about it. 7 hours a day, you're in a bed. You got exactly the same mattress I've got. So we're on a parity. I can't outdo you, in terms of my sleeping enjoyment. You can match it by buying this mattress, which we'll give you a special price on. Just mention my name. We eat at the same places. We eat at Dairy Queen, particularly if you're in my position because we own it. But we eat at McDonald's and Burger King, and when I leave here, I'll stop by a fast food place. So our eating experiences are the same. We travel the same. I mean, I had a 10-year-old car up till about a year ago, and it just doesn't make any difference to me. They all work. We live in a place that's warm in the winter and it's cool in the summer, and we watch the Super Bowl on big screen TV. You do it, I do it. We dress more or less the same. I mean, I pay more for my clothes, but they look cheap when I put them on, so we're really on a parity. Yeah. So the money isn't going to be that big a deal. Everybody in this country is going to, with the intelligence this group has, the energy you have, you're going to do well. So what's the difference? What really counts? Well, I would say that you will measure, health is enormously important, and that's a matter of a fair amount of luck. I mean, so I'm not shortchanging it. I'm just saying you can't do too much about that. But you will measure your success in life by how many, and extent, whether it's the people you want at 70 or whatever the age may be, you'll measure it by how many of them really love you, in the end. I mean, you can't buy love. I mean, it doesn't work. You can buy sex, you can buy testimonial dinners, you can buy your name on buildings, you can do all kinds of things. But love is to be lovable.
My mom was just such a strong woman, like a beautiful, strong woman who never allowed me to feel sorry for myself, and always gave me inspiration and told me things like, you could be anything in the world. You don't let anyone tell you anything different. And those words and the things that she told me, I believe like wholeheartedly, to my heart, to this day. Like, I believed it so hard that, she was like, I was the clay that she molded.
I can certainly define happiness, because that's what I am. I mean, I get to do what I like to do every single day of the year, and I get to do it with people I like. I don't have to associate with anybody. Causes my stomach to churn. And The only thing in my job I don't like, and this only happens about every 3 or 4 years, occasionally I have to fire somebody, and I don't like. That's the only thing. Other than I tap dance to work, and I get down there, and I think I'm supposed to lie on my back and paint the ceiling, or something like Michelangelo. I mean, that's the way I feel, and it doesn't diminish. It's tremendous fun. So, if they say that success is getting what you want and happiness is wanting what you get. Well, I don't know which one applies in this case, but I do know that I wouldn't be doing anything else. I mean,
such a strong belief in yourself that you can quiet out all the outside noise, because you're gonna need that on every step of the way. There are people that are projecting their fears and their shortcomings and failures on you. And you have to be very careful, with that. People telling you can't do that. Why can't I? Because they may have tried, or they don't believe that they can do it. And it's not really about you. It's about what they feel and their fear inside. So you have to be strong enough and resilient to believe in whatever it is you're trying to do. And, good luck with it.
I mean, the truth is, I've got a lot of wealth, little pieces of paper. They're claim checks on all kinds of goods and services in the world. They can buy anything. I can buy 400-foot yachts and have 20 homes and all that. I wouldn't be happier, but they can buy anything. And once they move into the hands of people who are working like hell on getting something accomplished in areas I want them to, I love the idea of getting amused, and that's what they're doing. I just have a lot of fun doing my job. I mean, I can do anything I want, basically. As long as it doesn't involve athletic ability or anything like that. But if it's something I can buy anything, basically. I've been on 400-foot yachts, and I've lived the life a little bit with people that have 10 homes and everything. And I live in the same house I bought in 1958. And if I could spend $100 million on a house and make me a lot happier, I'd do it. But for me, that's the happiest house in the world. And it's because it's got memories and people come back and all that sort of thing. So I am doing what I love to do with people I love.
The wealth of, my experiences, I can relate to anybody from anywhere. I can write a rhyme about you in Washington, D.C. on the lawn with the helicopter coming down, because I know exactly how you feel, the emotions that you went through, the angst that you feel, the things that you hope to acquire.
Just being born in the United States in 1930, the odds were like 30-1 against me. I didn't have anything to do with picking the United States as I emerged, and having decent genes for certain things. And in my own case, I was sort of wired for capital allocation. And being wired for capital allocation a couple of 100 years ago in Nebraska wouldn't have meant a thing. And even now, being born in various parts of the world, it wouldn't have meant much. But here I was in this soon-to-be very rich capitalistic system, and it just so happened that what I did paid off enormously in a market system like we have. And if I'd had a talent in some other area that was way less commercial, I mean, I would have had a good time doing it, but it wouldn't have paid off like this. But of course, Jay said it perfectly when he talked about, he's in there recording for himself, and the money comes afterwards. I mean, I got to do what I love. I mean, and it doesn't get any luckier than that. If you can spend your lifetime doing things you love every single day. I mean, I would be doing what I do now, and I would have done it in the past, if the payoff had been in seashells or shark's teeth or anything else.
There are very few people that from my neighborhood, in my environment, that make it out. Forget about to be successful, to make it out alive, or to be incarcerated. I have a great friend, who just came home, who's one of the most beautiful people you ever meet. He just came home from doing 13 years, and we were together every single day. And had it not been for music and music taking me out, at the right time, my life could very easily have been his. It's always good to compare yourself to people you look up to, right? Because you give yourself a high goal. You set high standards for yourself. And, pretty much the way he lived his life and the parallels and how he affected culture is what I strive to do. He had a record label and he owned Reprise Records, and he released Jimi Hendrix. Kanye West is my Jimi Hendrix. My record label is Rockefeller. At the end of the day, we really have a healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing.
Right.
You know, most people walk away, and like divorce rate is like 50% or something, because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't, most people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to look inside yourself.
Yeah.
And so you walk away.